remember to click like, subscribe, the bell notification, and whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. Excellent. Welcome back all. I am the Kaiju no Kami from the Toku and Animation News Network, and this is Godzilla Monsterpiece Theater. Today's episode brings us to Godzilla's The Odyssey. Our previous issue found Godzilla invading the literary works of Shakespeare. This time, he journeys to the world of Homer to put a kink in Odysseus' plan to return home. Godzilla's The Odyssey is written by Frank Thierry, whom you may recall wrote the duo Here There Be Dragons series. Assisting him on art duty is Greek-born artist Ilias Kyriazis. Aside from working on the likes of IDW and DC, he has published his own comics titled The Blood Opera and Manifesto. Hopefully merging Greek mythology with Godzilla will fare far better than it did for Romeo and Juliet. Time to find out. The characters and plot. Our story begins with the gods recapping the events of the Trojan War. Odysseus had created a wooden Godzilla as opposed to a wooden horse to defeat the Trojans and mock the gods, which pissed Poseidon off. He separated Odysseus' ship from the rest of the fleet, spiraling them onto a variety of adventures. They came to an island where they were fed strange hypnotizing fruit. Another island featured the remains of Nobody and his killer. Circe enchants his men, turning them into sea lice and keeping them all with her for 5 years before they travel through Hades, encountering additional monsters. From there, they meet the Sirens. I like how the Sirens are the Keylocks. And just when they thought it was safe, they are confronted with more terrors. I enjoyed this one a lot more than I did Romeo and Juliet. Having various Toho monsters in place for Greek ones works quite well, and keeps things interesting as, even if you know the story of the Odyssey, seeing how it plays out is quite the treat. I also like the concept that Godzilla is actually a beast of Zeus, and how he is used throughout the story, which pisses Poseidon off to no end. In case you either forgot or did not read the first issue, there was a backup story from Tom Scioli that is adapting Robin Hood with Godzilla. The first part was nothing special, as it was just Robin Hood robbing a ship and we saw Godzilla beneath the waves. This next part sees Robin Hood capturing the Sheriff of Nottingham and learning of Godzilla's existence. Sherwood Forest is set aflame, requiring them all to work together to find a solution. It's pretty superfluous, but maybe the third part will give it some added oomph that is needed. The monsters. Like I said, all of the monsters replace the Greek creatures, and it's pretty awesome. Naturally, there is Godzilla, who acts as Odysseus' protector when the need arises. Violante is there, we've got the Cyclops being Gigan, I already mentioned the Sea Lice, Rodan being the Bag of Winds, Ghidorah is the Skyla, while Titanosaurus represents the Charybdis. The scene in Hades gives us Destroya, King Caesar, Space Godzilla, and Hedorah. The artwork. I loved the art. Just seeing the Greek gods in this world was very cool, but I think my favorite panel is when Poseidon is in his water form knocking Odysseus away. I love the blue and black inking of the angered waves with Poseidon's appearance raised in the background. Actually, the art really makes this feel like it could have been an issue of Here There Be Dragons. Another one that stood out was when Godzilla blasted Gigan with his atomic breath. The white fire really pops against the darkened tones used in the rest of the panel, giving a nice noir-like quality to it. On the other hand, I can't say anything stood out in the Robin Hood story. It was kind of just there. I highly enjoyed Godzilla's The Odyssey. Mixing Greek mythology with Godzilla monsters blended quite well. Definitely give this one a read. Until next time, bye.